Hello there, we are back at it. I went through here and I have numbered my cylinders so that way I can remember which way they are, right side up and upside down. It's definitely something you don't want to forget. Been sitting here test fitting the rear main seal. This is another seal from Engine Tech. I would say the quality looks okay. I haven't never used them before, so hopefully it'll work. Making sure that I have got it in the proper orientation with this lip here pointed towards the engine. Hopefully you can see that. And make sure you do it on the other half of the cap too. Now, one thing that I have came across now that I don't remember coming across 15-20 years ago, the last time I rebuilt an engine, we normally just sat these things in here flush, kind of like that, and a little dab of silicone right there, and then of course crush the back of your cap here to make sure that you don't have any leaks between the cap and the outside, because oil can travel through here, that little notched groove right there. So they tell you to put a little silicone across the back here. Try not to get it on the surface. But the original rope seal was offset, and I have read many of forums now that say it was really good idea to offset these at least 3/8 of an inch, kind of like that, and then do the same obviously in the upper portion of the cap, so that way when those two meet they're not in the same orientation across that cap. You have a better chance of it not having a leak at the mating surface. And my original rope seal was offset, so there's probably something to that, especially since it was the original rope seal from when it was not overhauled, but put together back in the 60s. I'm pretty sure this thing has probably never been overhauled because there's a lot of OE bearings and parts in it. So now the only thing that most people also are concerned about now is a lot of people will not put silicone on these now, and they say if you talk to Felpro, they tell you to put them in dry, don't put anything on here. I kind of went through and checked all these edges and made sure there wasn't anything on them that needed cleaned up. There was some rubber flashing on the ends of these things that was needed to be cleaned up a little bit, and hopefully we'll have a nice installation. Now they tell you if you're putting this thing in and it's going to be running in a very short amount of time, throw a little oil, engine oil on it. They say if it's going to set longer before it is ran, then it's good to put a coat of grease on the edge of this seal. So that is what I will be doing, is putting a small dab of assembly lube stuff here, Redline. Figured it's kind of tacky like grease, so surely that'll work just as good as regular grease. And basically I've got to get this ready so that way we can get the bearings back in and then drop the crankshaft back in, put the caps on, put the bolts in, get our torque lube on the undersides of the heads of the bolts, a little dab on the threads, and then be able to get the crankshaft in and sit there and pry and set the thrust bearing here on number 3. Of course, you have to have all this stuff ready to go, and we make sure we get it all done correctly when we're putting in that last one. So that's where we're at, is just getting all of this ready. And I did fix the one pin that I messed up on number 7. There we go, number 7, if you can see that. There's a much better installed pin. Had to take it to press and press it in to get it back where it was, and you can see my mark where I had my backup tool. Surely didn't hurt anything, just kind of marred the surface a little bit. Takes a little bit of pressure to get the old pin through that press fit. Yeah. So these are pretty much lined out. Once I get crankshaft installed, I'll be able to start going through and test fitting all my rings, checking the gaps on the oil and compression and secondary. I'll go through and test fit every single one of them in the cylinders, and then set them in bundles marked out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we'll get all that stuff set up, and I'll kind of touch base with you again. Don't know if I need to actually show putting this thing together. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Let's just try to keep minimum amount of sealant, which I may use silicone or I may use anaerobic flange sealant, because there's a lot of people say anaerobic flange sealant is the way to go on these. It works better, and that stuff is a little more pasty. You can thin it out a little bit more. You don't a little more control over it than squeezing out some silicone. We'll check it out and decide what we're going to do. Okay. Got bearings in. We'll need to do put some lubricant in these. And I'll be using engine assembly lube, some red line. Seemed like some good stuff to get, so we'll give it a try. I think I've got everything lined out, ready to go. Checking out the shop manual. Kind of have to do some jumping around to find all the answers, but to install all caps except bearing cap number 3, which is the thrust bearing, and torque all bearings to specifications. That's on page 8-84. You have to jump back to 8-77 that talks about if thrust bearing cap number 3 has been removed, install as follows. Install the thrust bearing cap with the bolt finger tight. Pry the crankshaft forward against the thrust of the proper half of the bearing. Hold the crankshaft forward. Pry the thrust bearing cap to the rear. This will align the thrust bearing surface halves. Yada yada. And somewhere it tells you to refer to figure 65, which is hiding somewhere in here. There it is. Now it shows you the directions on how to set the thrust bearing. Make sure they're aligned. So that is what we're getting ready to do. Got my torque wrench ready. Got to get everything ready to get sealant on these 2 caps, which is another one that jumps you around. That dark area right in there is where you're supposed to apply that sealant, which appears to be I'm thinking this area back. So I'm going to do a light, thin coat of sealer. Tells you not to go too much further this way with it, so I think I agree. As long as you've got this part of it sealed, I don't think you're going to have any issues. Because I really don't see what going clear back all the way this far back is going to do. I mean, it's going to leak right through here or back here. And as long as you're sealing this thing all the way up to this edge clear inside of there, all the way out, I think surely that should be enough. Just making sure I get both sides. Decided I will just use regular Permatex Ultra Black RTV, maximum oil resistance. Key is thin. As thin as you can get it without it being non-existent where it wouldn't actually do any good. So that's what we're doing next. I will lube these things up. We'll get the crankshaft set in here after I put sealant on these two surfaces, and I'll see where we're at from there. Alright, we have gotten through and gotten all this done. Installed 1, 2, 4 in the rear main. Pulled a dummy and forgot to grease my seal lip, so I had to take it back off, thank God, before I torqued everything. So I got that accomplished, got these ones installed per instructions, torqued those down, came back, installed middle one per instructions, got in here, pried it that way, then got in here and pried the cap to make sure it was back all the way, then tightened those down and torqued them. So now everything is torqued and ready to go. And on to the next step, be checking all the piston rings. Once we get all those checked on both sides, we'll install them on the pistons, and then should be ready to start putting pistons and rods in.